Welcome to my Stop Fighting with Your Son podcast. If this is your first time here, I recorded 4 episodes especially for you to help you eliminate the fights right away and start connecting with your boy as soon as possible. Go to episodes 54 through 59. I have 4 boys of my own, and I know better than anyone how much you want to have a good relationship with your boy and all the things that can come in your way. If you are a mom of boys, I am the coach for you. Let's go. Hey guys, how's it going? I have a little something for you that you can take away and use in your everyday life. That's what I use. So it is something that helps me get out of some problems, get out of feeling a yucky way, or make a plan, just resolve a problem. So every week when I have to record this podcast, my brain sometimes, not almost every week, it says, "Oh, I don't know what to talk about." And every week I always ask my brain, "Okay, what was useful to me lately?" Then I know if it was useful to me, then I'm sure it'll be useful to at least one other person out there. So I am just sure about it. So I'm going to talk about it because I know this can be useful for someone else. And then I switch from feeling kind of stuck to feeling motivated, right? I'm like, oh yeah, okay, I know what to talk about. Let's talk about that. And so today I want to talk to you about this. You're only ever one sentence away from feeling better, or from solving a problem, or from inaction to action. You're only ever one thought away. Just remember this. You're always only one thought away. So for example, I wrote down examples and I already gave you one. So me with my podcast, every week I do that. I switch from one thought to another, and it's so practiced now that it happens pretty quickly. And sometimes it takes time for me to find something useful, but I find it and then I talk about it, right? The other 2 I borrowed from the recent coaching sessions with my clients. And one of them was, my client came to me and she had such shame about slapping her kid. And her thought about it was, this is just terrible. I shouldn't have done that, right? All thoughts are along that line. And she felt so bad, right? So much shame. And during our coaching session, we reached towards the end, she found a thought that helped her get out of shame and into more useful emotion that helped her be a better mom. Okay, so she found a thought that felt better, and it was the thought that felt better for her was, I'm a terrible mom sometimes. Okay, that helped her feel relieved. It helped her feel lighter. It helped her get rid of shame, because sometimes implies that there's the rest of the time that you're not a terrible mom, right? So you are a good mom. And then when we see the whole picture, we are less likely to beat ourselves up. But when we only see the terrible, then we're like, yeah, something's wrong with you. You're terrible, right? So again, it was one thought, but it did take a whole coaching session to get there for my client, because we had to talk about it, untangle her thoughts, question her thoughts, and the way you get to the thought that does work for you is by depending on how it feels. So because for some people, I'm a terrible mom sometimes might feel shameful, right? Might not work. So it will really depend on how that thought feels for you, and you will know you found it once you feel better, once you feel what it is that you prefer to feel. The other example I wrote down was from another client. So she's a mom of 2 older boys, and she wants to do something on a weekly basis with them. Like connecting something, like go for a walk or a chat or go grab something to eat. And she hasn't done that in the last few weeks, even though she wanted to, because her thought was they wouldn't want to. So she felt bad. And she then did not initiate going and talking to them. right? If that resulted in her not wanting to go because she thinks they won't want to go. And by the end of the session today, she left and she was genuinely saying, but I want to go. I want to go. And so we debunked the myth that they don't want to go, right? Because they actually already said they do want to go. So during our coaching session, we talked about it and we did some work on releasing the regret and the shame from the past and the guilt. We looked at the things, at the whole list of reasons why her boys would want to go, why her boys do love her. And by the end of the session, she had no obstacles between her and her going for a walk with her boys, because we talked about all of them. We untangled them and we kind of cleared the way for her to actually feel motivated and feel a desire to go. So now she is truly feeling like, I want to go. Totally fine. They will want to go too, right? And so that was one thought for her, right? Switching from one thought to another. Sometimes it doesn't take a whole session to switch from one thought to another. Sometimes you find it right away. Sometimes you're not even looking for a better thought, but you find it because someone else says it, right? Sometimes we do it unconsciously and we follow an example of someone else, but it is because we are borrowing other people's thoughts that we do that. We might even do it subconsciously. And so I want you to remember that you're always only one thought away. And anyone in the world can help you find that thought. You just have to kind of request for a different thought. You can request the universe. You can ask other people, like, what do you think about this situation? I'm looking for a better feeling thought. The thought that I'm feeling right now doesn't feel good. And you might say to me, but Natalia, I can't feel better about this situation because I can't change the situation. And I will tell you that the situations don't cause your feelings. Your thoughts about the situations will create your feelings. So you don't have to change the situation to feel differently about it. All you have to do is find a different thought. Of course, the thought that's believable, right? And again, this is not positive thinking. We're not trying to be positive about everything. We're not going to be happy about things we want to be sad about. But we do want to feel good most of the time, right? And if we can solve our own problems by finding a better feeling thought, why not do it, right? I've seen a lot of my clients working on confidence find a better feeling thought, and it's always looks something like this. I don't know if I can do it, to I can do it. It is as simple as that, right? It may be very hard to get there because your brain believes that it cannot do it. But if you know it all hangs in one thought, then you could be more willing to get there. You're like, okay, how do I start believing I can do it, right? Then you're moving towards it. Then you're open to find and create evidence that you can do it. And that is a thought that will make a difference between doing nothing and doing something, right? Like with my podcast every week, I have to find a thought that gets me to put myself out here in this sphere to help you. And my brain does not want to do that because it has lots of reasons, but I am always willing to work on my thoughts. I'm always reminding myself, hey, someone needs this help. There's one person out there. It helped me, for sure it'll help someone else, and it works for me. So let me help you find your one thought. Sometimes it takes 10 minutes, sometimes it takes 20 minutes, but that thought can make a huge difference for your whole life. And this is why I do this work. This is why I would love to help you if you need any help on any thoughts. I do love coaching you guys on relationships. especially with your son. But really, sometimes my clients bring me things unrelated to that, and we tackle them when we figure it out. So, the easiest way to come work with me is to go to my website, which is www.coachingnatalia.com, and go to the section that says sign up for a free mini session. The first session is completely free. You sign up, we can chat on Zoom. That's what I usually do, or on the phone, whatever you prefer. But once you sign up, then we can chat over email. You guys have a great week. And remember, you're only one thought away from feeling so good. All right. Okay, guys. Love you. Talk to you next week. Bye.